Hey, Tribute Band Central, welcome to the channel. I have another installment in my interview series, the music makers behind the scenes, and I am joined today by Danny Garrett. He is the drummer and leader of the American Flyers Band. So, welcome, Danny. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Harlan.
Well, we're really glad to have you. I appreciate you taking some time out of your schedule. So let's talk a little bit about the American Flyers Band. Fill me in on history, name, those types of things. Who's in it? What do you do?
Well, we're a variety band. Basically, we cover three generations of hits from, well, the last 60 years. So, uh, and basically, what we are is a dance entertainment troupe. We have as many as three front singers at times. We have horns that we install depending on the event that we're performing. Um, it's one of those things it's kind of difficult to wear as many hats as we have because we do so many different styles. So we're not really a one trick pony. We cover everything from R&B to arena rock
Yeah.
to dance music. So it covers a lot of territory. Uh, Basically, our clientele is anything from civic organizations, public events, city concerts,
Mhm.
corporate events. Um, we open for major acts, uh, and it's been quite a ride. We started in night is it we'll take that back 2003.
Wow.
2003
So
we
22
started it,
years.
and we're a spinoff from another show band called the Party on the Moon, and the nucleus of went on our way to do what we want to do, and it's been successful so far. 2019 had an effect on everyone,
It
but
did.
we've maintained our integrity and a busy calendar. Uh, so that's kind of it in a nutshell up to this point. Yes.
Very cool. Very cool. Let's talk a little bit about your musical background. Now, you're a drummer. Is that kind of where you started, or do you do multiples of instruments? And you do some vocals too, correct?
I don't sing unless we want to get off early. But I will say that I've always been a drummer. Even as a young child, I understood rhythm, and it made sense to me. I
Hmm.
remember when we lived in a small South Georgia town, and I used to listen to the marching bands that would go by, and I could go home and understand it and copy what I heard.
Wow.
So I've always been a drummer. I got my first band in 1964,
Wow.
and I was like 11 years old with guys that were like juniors and seniors in high school, and so
Amazing.
I played with them for about 5 years. My father at that time was an engineer before he became an attorney. So we as we moved through that era, we got involved in some martial arts, and I studied that for 18 years. So that was a big part of my life that really affected my coordination and independent
Yeah.
skills.
Yeah.
So, you know, we uh, we moved on, and around 1970, I got out of music for about 6 years, and picked it up again in '76. And in 1980, I quit my day job, which was a design draftsman for engineering corporations, and I
Oh,
never looked back.
good.
So
Great.
I've been pro since 1980. I'm 71, and so I guess that all adds up. But one of the things that I've noticed about myself and people like myself, if you do what you love, it sure makes your life a lot more enjoyable, and you have a lot more longevity, and you're happier, and you don't age as bad.
Well,
You
I
know?
I am with you there 100%, 100%. So that's outstanding. You had mentioned you're kind of a variety band. I'll put you a little bit on the spot. You don't have to pick one, but do you have a particular favorite style or genre to play? You're not going to offend anyone, but if you want to tell me, but if you don't, I won't push you.
Honestly, I appreciate anything that's done well. So, and we've done, I've had original projects all through the career that I've had, we've always had a 16 track analog or some variations of recording gear, and we've always produced original material. I was one of the bands that I was in was the Balls Brothers. In 1977, we did 3 albums. Well, from 77 to the early 80s, we did 3 albums and had a lot of airplay. And it was basically a pop rock band. But
Hmm.
I did some country stuff with my neighbors up the street when I was a small child. They saw that I could play, so I started doing gigs with these guys as a country drummer, country music drummer, but traditional country music. And
Hmm.
these guys were all out of Nashville, like 50 something years old, and just amazing players. But I learned so much from all of that. But honestly, I've done all kinds of different styles of music. I've been in horn bands. The the Balls Brothers lasted quite a bit. It morphed into another group called Actors on Strike, and we did more of a techno pop thing that was similar to Police and stuff of that era. We
Hmm.
were a power trio with a front singer, and then that morphed into another band. Well, I went on the road with another group called The Blend that was comprised of other guys that had record deals and whatnot, and we toured the Southeast United States for about 3 years, and then I got back with the original members of the Balls Brothers, and we formed the Trauma Tones and had original stuff from that too. We were about 50-50, half original, half cover. And you heard the old term signature covers
Yeah.
because you're doing your versions of things. But
Yeah.
honestly, when we moved into more of a show band kind of configuration, we did anything from Chicago to Earth, Wind and Fire to R&B,
Yeah.
rock music. I appreciate anything that's done well. That's one of the reasons that I really wanted to do a variety of different things rather than attribute to one particular act, because not only is it more challenging, but it's just you never get really bored with it. You never run out of material. It's just so much of it.
That's an interesting take, and I appreciate that. I agree with you. Yeah, when you don't run out of material, and you definitely that variety is nice and keeps it fresh. I've interviewed tribute bands where they've moved from one group to another just because they got tired of playing those same 35 songs every night. So that's pretty astute. I hear you on that one. I do. So tell me when you're playing, what's the one or two songs that really gets the crowd up dancing or gets the cheers going? What do you think that you really knock it out of the park for?
Well, that's an interesting question because it varies with the demographic that we're playing for on a given day.
True.
If I do a city government thing, which we've done a lot of city concerts over the
Hmm.
year, particularly the last five, because those are more, I would say, popular or available, or attractive because it's a captive audience.
Yep.
You've got thousands of people out there that came to see you. You're not an additive to an
Yeah.
environment where everybody's kind of learning how to date or drink. So, but but it varies. I would say that the more produced bands like horn bands or dance music and that's a long list. Honestly, Harlan, there's so much of everything that I've done over the years. I just I never really write the same. I do write all of my sets, but I never really write the same set all the time because I look at what kind of crowd we're serving at that time and we adjust accordingly. Now it's a challenge sometimes because some of my members might say, "Well, gosh, I don't know that song." I said, "Well, it might be good I did you learn it because we got an older demographic. We do a lot of corporate stuff too, so naturally that's a lot more conservative. So some things that we do for a conservative crowd or a wedding wouldn't be appropriate
True.
if we bring in those city government things to their audience. So we'd have to kind of modify our format from time to time. It's always fun because, like I say, it never gets boring. It's just more of a challenge for us to kind of stay up with what our demographic or our audience is asking for, and that's what I try to serve.
Great, great. Well, I'm going to give you a chance to plug any upcoming shows that you would like. I am going to be attending one coming up this Saturday, Gibbs Gardens, July 12th. Looking forward to that. Is there any other that are on the docket coming up? And I will tell my audience, I will put a link in the comments to Danny and the American Flyers to their website, so you don't have to write anything down or rewind. It'll all be there. But what other plans do you have the rest of the summer, or what's going on?
Well, right now we have, of course, Gibbs coming up, and I have some charities that I'm doing that are not public.
Okay,
Um, but the next public thing that I have is the weddings that we're doing that are on the docket right now. Perry, Georgia, we do the National Fair there almost every year. We're doing 4 days there, October 6th through 9th.
great.
And we're doing two shows a day, one at 3 o'clock and another one at 7 o'clock. They're hour sets, and we'll be there for 4 days. And it's really one of the coolest things going on in that area of Georgia, because it's not, South Georgia is not as active as Metro Atlanta,
True, true.
but they have somewhere around 30,000 people a weekend, and
Great.
probably around 20,000 during the week. And some people take their fall vacations down there. So it's really a cool place to go. I've got some other things pending through the fourth quarter that I can't reveal right now until they're solid.
Understood.
And I have some weddings, through the fourth quarter that we're doing that are not public. But those are the most attractive things that are coming up that people can actually see what we do. And there's going to be more added. I have a lot of holes on the calendar right now that are being negotiated.
Great, great. Well, again, to my audience, in the comments, I will put links to the website so you can keep up with that. And I talked to Danny earlier. He's on Facebook, YouTube, which I'll connect to, and Instagram. So I will also put links to those. I really appreciate it, Danny, that you took some time out of your calendar, because I know you're very busy. And I appreciate learning about the American Flyers Band. I am anxious to hear you next Saturday. For my listeners, I'll be putting up some shorts up on the channel for during the show, so you can catch a minute or two snippet. And I will also be doing a video montage next week from the show. So be sure to check that out, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And again, Danny, thank you so much for Tribute Band Central.
Thank you for having me, Harlan. I appreciate you, buddy.
All right, you take care.
Thank you, sir.